Hi guys, welcome. As you guys know, if you watched last week's episode, I am building up decorations for a cool video that I'm going to be sharing with you guys next week. Today, we will be making fall cake decorations. They will be leaves. I have made a whole bunch of gum paste leaves and little acorns. They are super cute and they make any cake look like it's fall. So today I'm going to show you how to make these. Okay, so for this project we will need some really nice, very detailed molds for fall leaves. They come in a whole lot of different sizes and assortments. Just whatever you pick, make sure you pick something that has really nice veins in them, because that's the part that's going to show. If you find cookie cutters in fall leaf shapes, that would be great. I only have these two, so the rest I'm going to show you how to kind of wing it. We have floral wire. I'm using 24 gauge. It's good. Gum paste, yellow, red, whatever fall colors you want to choose from. And here I have a little bit of modeling chocolate. This is really fun to work with, and it takes a little longer to dry out, a lot longer to dry out. It doesn't actually dry out, so it's really easy to use when you are making things like the acorns. So, and the impression mat. This is a Cell Cakes impression mat, and it has the little veins for the leaves and other things. So today, this is what we're gonna use. Some Rice Krispie treats for the acorns, and that's it. Let's get started. So what I'm doing is I'm rolling out my fondant in a number 1. I roll it out in a number 1, and then I'm going to smooth it out right here. So the thing about this is that you want the middle of the leaf to be nice and thick, so you can actually put a piece of wire through it. Can you see that? But we don't want the whole leaf to be really thick, because we want it to dry, and secondly, we want to make it look realistic. Here is what I do. I try to roll it much thinner towards the top and leave it thicker. Don't press too hard on the bottom, and press much harder towards the top. And then we flip it over and we have our little lines marked in there, and then I go in between and I press and make the in-between sections much thinner. So it gives the illusion that the leaf is thinner, but it's still strong enough and can support that little wire. Okay, I am cutting these out and placing them underneath this board. I am not quite sure. I promised to do some research and figure out what this is called, but it's almost like a rubber clear, and it's pretty heavy. It's a little, you see, it's very flexible, and it just adds some weight and it keeps things from drying, so I can work on several leaves at the same time instead of having to do one and then the rest of them getting dry out. I have my floral wire. I will cut it whatever length you want it to be. I like to cut mine in 3 because you'll see I will combine them later and that will work just fine. I will use this mold for the big leaves, and this is the part that you want to be very careful with. You have to carefully slide the piece of wire without it showing through, especially without it showing through the front. So you'd rather it, I'm not sure if you guys can actually see that as it moves into the leaf, but obviously practice makes perfect. By the time you're on your 50th leaf, they will look much better than the first ones. And that's it, just press with your hands or with your little sugar pouch. All right, and then we just lift it. We're ready? There. And now I just want to, another option is to grab one of your ball tools and just thin out the edges. And that gives it almost like a frilly outside. Now I will show you the little ones. I will use a different impression mat for the little ones. Okay. And for these, I want some bigger than others because I will be, what do you call it? I will be making a bunch of them, like a whole little branch. So I use my ball tool to widen one. All right, and then the same idea, press down, trying to cover up all that showing wire. Okay. All right, so for these leaves that I said I was going to show you kind of how to wing them if you don't have the actual cookie cutter. So for the other leaves that I said I was going to show you guys how to wing it if you don't have the actual cookie cutters, I'm going to start the same way. I am going to make the impression with a little vein for my leaves, but the next part is where it gets a little different. So I will stick in the vein. That sounds painful. I'm going to start with this one. And then I will just put the whole thing over it. And basically, I am going to use my superpowers to cut it. I'm kidding. I'm just going to press on it until I can see the shape of it, and then press enough until it kind of cuts off. The good thing about the fall leaves is that they are so dry and brittle as they turn colors that they start breaking off. So they are not as perfect looking as a bright green leaf. So another way to do it is just with your finger to cut it. Obviously this would all be so much easier if you had the cookie cutter, but I wasn't prepared enough to actually order the ones I needed, and the ones that I have are not the right size. So you'll see how good this turns out. There. Okay. All right, so these are non-toxic petal dust or chalk, and they are sold online, they are sold in cake stores, and they are super fun. So the way I use them to bring out the most of them is that I use my X-Acto blade and I shave a little bit to create that dust. You'll see the difference if I use it or if I don't. See, if I don't use it, barely anything, right? But if I shave it a little bit, then you can see the difference. All right, so what colors do I want to use? I'm going to shave some purple, some red, get some yellow, even darker green, even purple. And there, just have fun with it. If you want to pull up some pictures of fall leaves, go for it. If not, just don't overdo it, but add a good amount of details so that they look like they are drying out and ready to fall off the tree. So you guys can see how this is a little very time consuming. You can do this as much detail as you want or as little detail as you want. You obviously want to work with plenty of time because these leaves, they need to harden. And if you can see the ones that I just made, they are still very flexible. So you want to give it at least overnight. Make sure that all of these are dry. I am planning on making a lot of leaves for this cornucopia, so I have a lot of them ready, and I'm gonna keep going and keep painting them. But for now, we're gonna put this to the side, and I'm gonna show you guys the acorns. Okay, so for the acorns, I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but we need Rice Krispie treats. If you don't wanna use this and make them solid, make them a lot smaller, because the weight of it is gonna just plop and fall out of whatever stick you put it on. If you want to make them the size that I'm making them big, this is how I do it. I cut a little square of Rice Krispie treat about this size, and then I'm going to squeeze it to make it into the little shape, almost like an oval. I will then grab my darker modeling chocolate and cover this little thing up with it, and then I'll show you how to make the detail with the lighter color. So smooth it out with your hands. Then we need a teeny little tip, and then we need a little stick, which I'm going to make out of the same color. And I have a little tool here. You want to give the stick a little texture so that it looks realistic. And that's it. Let it sit there for a little bit. Now the lighter color. All right, so I grab my ball tool, because if I press against this one, I'm going to totally misshape it. So I am using my ball tool before I put it on. So now that I put it on, I don't have to ruin the pretty. Oh. All right, so with the back of this tool, I am doing this little detail at the bottom. Well, this poor guy. Add little stripes. So I press pretty firmly. That's it. Then make a little indentation, and it's ready to put our. Oh, we're missing one little detail. Sorry, this is not the prettiest one, but if you take your time, you can do a better job there. I roll around on one side so that it gives it a little point, and then just stick it in the little hole that I made, and there we go. We have an acorn. And that's it. All of the other acorns that I had made last night, I chose not to put the stick in them, so I put them upside down so that they dry overnight. And now that they are nice and firm and I don't ruin them when I touch them, and the stick is also firm, now I'm going to do that part. The good thing about working with the modeling chocolate is that it's firm but still completely moldable. So we can still work on things the day after. And look how cute they look. Okay guys, this is it. Those are the leaves, the fall leaves. I just want to say, please allow yourself enough time to make this ahead of time, because they do need time. They need time to dry, and they require a good amount of time to paint. Another thing is get creative. A lot of the leaves have the veins inside darker, so you can use the texture that the vein or the impression mat has created on the leaves to guide you with that. And here are the little acorns, which are all dry now and ready to decorate a cake with. And stay tuned for next week's video, where I'm going to be creating the Cornucopia cake, and I'm going to be using all of these decorations that we have made to decorate it with.